religions true? Do you think that all religions are true? That might be you. And maybe you're thinking that they all share a piece of the truth pie, or that they all point towards a common God or goal. And maybe you believe this because you're so worried that so many religions make exclusive claims that bring division and all kinds of issues. And we've seen this happen again and again around the world. So why can't we all get along? Often this view that all religions are essentially true is promoted as a kind of humble and loving way forward in all of this mess. Here's the issue. In comparison to the exclusive claims of other religions, it is actually far more extreme and potentially arrogant to hold this view. Because think of it like this. If you say that all religions are true, then you are saying that all religions that make exclusive claims are false. So when Islam says that there is one God and Muhammad is his prophet, you are saying that's not true. When Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and life, no one comes to the Father except through me, you're saying you're smoking something. You're saying something similar to the Hindu and to the Buddhist and to countless other religions. And so even there, so much for a humble and loving way forward. And then of course there is the issue of logic. Does this view even make sense? Does it hold up? And actually, if we look into it, we'll see that this view is what we might call a self-refuting view. It's almost like, if you imagine, it's almost like a snake that comes around and starts eating on its own tail until it dies. And it is self-refuting in two ways. Number one, religions are too diverse to all be true. So this is the interesting thing. Most times the people who seem to give this view, it appears as though they have not actually even examined what all of these religions are saying. They're so diverse. I mean, even start basic. Is there no God, or is there a God? If there is a God, is he, she, or it a personal being or an impersonal force? Is there one God, or is there multiple gods? Is there one God who is one person, or is there one God who is three persons? Or does the question of God not even matter? Or even think about it, when we die, what's next? Heaven or hell? Reincarnation? Or nothingness? Do you see the problem? For one thing, you can't be all of those things at once. And so in principle, all religions could be false, but they can't all be true. You with me so far? All religions could be false, they could all be saying the wrong thing, but they can't all be true. Number two, if all religions are true, then Christianity, for instance, is true. Doesn't that make sense? If all religions are true, well then you just pick one, let's pick Christianity, then Christianity must be true. But Christianity, and more importantly Jesus, says that other religions are false. So either Christianity is true, and Jesus is the only Saviour of the world, or else Christianity is false, and some other view is true. The one thing we can't be left with again is that all religions are true. Okay, so are all religions true? No. They're either all false, or one of them is true. Now, I am a Christian because of Jesus. That's why I hold Christianity to be true. Now, that might not mean much to you, but at the very least, it would be good for you to recognize that Christianity is unique. Jesus is the only figure who claimed to be both God and man in historical time and space. In some religions, God stays far, far away. In other religions, gods come down, but it's not in genuine real-time history. Only Jesus entered our world as the God who can be examined. And when he came down, well, he, for instance, fulfilled hundreds of ancient prophecies. He spoke like no one ever has. He healed the sick. He raised the dead. He ruled over nature. He died on the cross and then 3 days later rose from the dead. All of this happened publicly and can be investigated historically. No other religion comes close to having this. Jesus is unique, and what he reveals to us is unique. Think about it. Firstly, who God is. So in some religions, God is defined by his otherness and his supremacy. He is the power who is on high. In some religions, there are many gods, but they are at war with one another. But with Jesus, we see one God who is a community of three loving persons. Only the Christian can truly say God is love. Secondly, what it means to be saved. Some religions hold a future of kind of worldly delights, carnal delights, fleshly delights. But actually, you look at them and they are otherworldly. They're out of this world. In some religions, the hope is that we will be dissolved into this kind of ocean of being. In either of those cases, neither of them gives us a hope for the world and life as we know it. But in Jesus, God became one of us. And he brings a salvation that is then worked out in our humanity. It's a salvation that sees this world restored and renewed. Every other religion ignores the mess of this world, while the faithful often get taken out to somewhere else. Heaven, whatever you want to call it. Only the Christian believes in redemption, the transformation of this world and of those who are trusting in Jesus. Only a Christian has a genuine and lasting hope for planet Earth. Thirdly, the Christian life is unique. In some religions, the closest you can get to God is as a slave. In other religions, the best you can hope for is to be one with the cosmos in some way. But in Christianity, life is an invitation into that community of loving relationships, adopted as a son or daughter because you're trusting in the Son of God. Every other religion operates on the basis of conditional blessings. They are rewards that are earned for good slaving or for good karma. But because of Jesus, Christians are included in God's family apart from any earning or effort of their own. It's radically free. All of this, those three things that I mentioned, all of that makes Christianity utterly unique. None of it makes Christianity true necessarily, but what it does do is it sets Christianity apart from the rest of the pack, and it gives us lots and lots of reasons for investigating Jesus. Because at the end of the day, Christianity stands or falls on the life and the death and the resurrection of Jesus. And you can actually investigate that. You're invited to investigate that. If he's true, then your search is over. If he isn't, then at least you can rule Christianity out. Either way, Jesus is crucial to whether Christianity is true or not.